Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to our 2023 Christmas episode of That's right, you heard it correctly. It's Christmas time and we're celebrating with a special edition of Box Breaks with Bruce. Today we're opening up a box of 2002-2003 Upper Deck MVP hockey, and the Urban bobblehead of Judgment is also feeling extra festive with his little hat today. So what can we find in a box of 02-03 MVP, I hear you ask? Well, there's all sorts of various inserts. Base cards are pretty nice. I believe there's one memorabilia card per box. There's a chance at pro sign autographs of pretty big names and not so big names. There's also gold parallels numbered to 100 and also gold parallels of one of the inserts called Golden Classics, which are limited to 50. So for a fairly entry-level product, the ceiling is really high on this. So why did we choose this for Christmas? Well, I love pre-04-05 lockout products, and I haven't done one in a while, so I said, hey, let's do one for Christmas, so here we are. But before we begin our break, my friends, don't forget to like the video, share it if you feel like it, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. I know you'll have a fantastic time here with us. And don't forget to answer our viewer engagement question, for which we do a comment shout out at the end of every episode. So today's question for you, since we're on the Christmas theme here, is what is the best sports card related item you have ever received for the holidays? Throw it in the comments down below, and who knows, it might be your chance to shine in a comment shout out portion of our next episode of Box Breaks with Bruce. But for now, you know what I'm about to say, and I want you to say it with me. So let's get ready for box breaking, my friends. Alright everyone, I am excited to see what is in this box of 02-03 Upper Deck MVP hockey, and I hope you're excited to see it with me. Let's get down to business, my friends. Okay, we are ready to begin. That was a little bit of a struggle to open it up, but sometimes that's how it is with older boxes. So you can see it's a pretty cool design, nice little gold highlight, kind of reminds me of the old ESPN showroom there, very classic early 2000s. So we have Martin St. Louis, Jason York, every which way, Adrian Aucoin, Oleg Petrov, and of course we start right off the bat. It was so thin I didn't even notice. We have a skate-around jersey of Espen Knutsen, the first ever Norwegian to play in the NHL. So we have Espen Knutsen right off the gate. Okay, Valerie Bure, and Dominic Hasek. Urbe will give final judgment at the end of the video. Okay, we have Al McInnes, Brendan Morrison. My goodness, Frederick Kasivi, prospects. I believe wearing his Hershey Bears gear. Alexander Mogilny. And we have an MVP Classics insert of Roberto Luongo, followed by a Vital Forces insert of Jaromir Jagr, then Stu Barnes, and Neil Little, prospects. Now, he was a goalie who dressed a ton of times as a backup over many years before finally getting some NHL action, so that's pretty cool. Okay, we have Hans Hyvenen. Never heard of him, and I've heard of everyone. Shane Doan, Guillaume Lefebvre, Keith Tkachuk, Sergei Samsonov, Andy Delmore, Jean-Sébastien Giguère, and Denis Arkhipov. We have Dan Kluche, followed by Ladislav Noy, Peter Nedved, every which way, Nicholas Lidstrom. We have MVP Classics insert of Steve Sullivan, followed by, hey, look at that, an MVP Pro sign of Henrik Sedin. I think these are one in every 144 packs, so that's a pretty pleasant surprise. I didn't even expect to get one, and I didn't know how they're seated, but that's cool. A Sedin brother autograph. Huh. All right, well, Merry Christmas to me, am I right? Okay, and we have Matt Sundin and Brent Johnson. Okay, Nick Boynton. There's our boy, Arturs Urbe. You know he's going to give approval just for that alone. Mike Dunham. NHL record for most career NHL games played without ever playing in an NHL playoff game. That's for Mike Dunham. Of course, Matthew Schneider. Joe Sakic. We have shifting to overdrive. Marcus Naslund. Danny Briere. And Brian Leach. Okay, we have Patrick Lalime with the Marvin the Martian mask. It's not annoying when every card is flipped every which way. Felix Potvin. Steve Yzerman. Jean-Pierre Dumont. Pavel Demitra, rest in peace. Marty Turco, MVP Classics. Followed by Andy Hilbert Prospects and Scotty Hartnell. Okay, we have Manny Fernandez. Prospects of Mickey Dupont. Henrik Tallender Prospects. Steven Reinprecht. Gaetan Royer Prospects. Michael Leclerc. Zygmunt Palffy. And Brett Hull. Wade Redden. Mike Medano. Donald Adet. Tony Verta. We have MVP Classics of Bates Battaglia. Followed by a Highlight Nights insert, where the front looks like the back and the back looks like the back. But still, Mario Lemieux, that's pretty cool. And then Yuri Lettinen and Michael Nylander. Okay, you got Darian Hatcher, Peter Bondra, Kyle Calder, Maxim Afinaganov, Robert Lang, Craig Conroy, Tim Connolly, and Matt Cullen. Alright, we've got Marty Biron, last goalie in NHL, or last player in NHL history rather, to wear the 00 when he debuted in 95, 96, I believe. Marcel Hossa Prospects, Paul Correa, Vinny Dom Foos, Brad Richards. We have Tony Amante, MVP Classics, Ed Belfour, and Patty Marleau. Ray Schultz, Justin Williams, Alan McCauley, Danny Heatley, John Leclerc. We have an insert, Vital Forces of Jeremy Roenick, Mike Weaver, and Simon Gagné. We have Jocelyn Thibault, Evgeny Nabokov, first European goalie to score a goal in the NHL, Jeremy Roenick, Jan Lashak, Andy McDonald. We have MVP Classics of Pavel Bure. It would have been sick to pull a Golden Classics of his out of 50. That would have been some bank right there. Eric Lindros and Saku Koivu. On to our right stack. Sami Kapanen, who was the fastest skater winner, I believe, in the 98 or 99 All-Star game. Rod the Bod Brindamore. Espen Knutson, and we have an MVP Classics of Martin Prusek, which I still think his mask and that dangler combo are the ugliest in NHL history, bar none. Then we have Highlight Nights, Brendan Shanahan, just like the Lemieux. The front looks like the back, and the back looks like the back. Rob Blake and Igor Kravchuk. Mike Comrie and the McFarland Third. Brendan Shanahan. Jumbo Joe Thornton. Steve Konowalchuk. Every which way. That's not annoying at all. Alexei Kovalev. And we have a gold version of Johan Moose Hedberg, number 23 of 100. That's pretty cool. Almost missed it if not for the serial number being really clear in the white there. So that's pretty neat. So we got 3 hits in the box. Patrick Stefan and Lucas Krajcek. Okay, we got Daniel Sedin, Shane Willis, Owen Nolan, Patrick Eliosh, Zdeno Chara, and we have an MVP Classics of Jaromir Jagr, Olaf Kolzig, and Frederick Modin. Marty Straka, Jose Theodore. We have Eric Baudouin prospects, Riku Hall, Wes Walls, and we have an insert, Shifting to Overdrive, of Sergei Fedorov. A loud design, that was a classic of the 90s and 2000s. Keith Primo and Hans Janssen. Chris Helleher prospects. Mark Recchi, Alexei Yashin, Chris Osgood with the Islanders, Brendan Morrow. We have MVP Classics of Miroslav Shatan, followed by Joe Nieuwendyk and Antti Laaksonen. All right, next up on the list, Marcus Nilsson, Michael Pekka, Richard Zednik, Christian Huselius, Patrick Waugh, St. Patrick himself, Sandis Ozolinch, Todd Marchand, and Trent Hunter. Okay, we have Darcy Tucker. Sebastian Santomo played a single game in the NHL and got a decent following out of it. Jason Allison, Eric Brewer. We have MVP Classics of Teemu Salani, followed by a shifting to overdrive, Drew McGinley. Then we have Peter Forsberg and Martin Sibak. Okay, next up, my friends, Yaroslav Spacek, Tom Pody, Viktor Kozlov, Jason Arnott, Steve Yzerman, Kimmo Timonen, Derek Morris, and Ilya Kovalchuk. Mark Hartigan prospects, Eric Daze, Roman Turek, gotta love those full right goalies and his Iron Maiden mask, Stephen Webb, Milan Hayduk, MVP Classics of Frederick Kasivi, Marcus Naslund, and Chris Pronger. Stu the Grim Reaper Grimson, Mike Ricci, František Kaberle, Gary Roberts. We have a Masked Men insert of Mike Richter. Masked Men. Very nice. Actually, very cool design. I like it. Pretty sharp. And, okay, we actually have an MVP Golden Classics number 35 of 50 of Robert Lang. So not a common player, not a superstar, but a nice in-between, numbered 35 of 50. That's pretty cool. Unexpected. I didn't know I'd get one of these as well. Teppo Numminen and Dan Blackburn. One of the what-if stories of the NHL. What happens if he didn't injure his shoulder? Would we even know who Henrik Lundqvist is today? That's the ultimate what-if in Rangers goaltending history. We have Adam Deadmarsh, Henrik Sedin, Andrei Nederost, Sebastian Charpentier. We have one of his game worns in our museum, and it is absurd. It's a size 64G. It's like a parachute. Pasi Nurminen, Alexander Mogilny Classics, Tyler Arneson, and John Madden. Chris Drury, Cujo, Curtis Joseph with the Red Wings, Tyson Nash, regular version of the Johan Hedberg, Mark Savard, Adam Graves, Brian Smolinski, and Ryan Smith. Well, let's take a quick look at our hits of the break. We'll have Urbe render final judgment, and then we will look at our comment shout-out portion. All right, so our 4 big hits of the break. So we started off right in pack number 1 with a skate-around jersey of Espen Knudsen. It's okay. Pretty nice swatch, though, and good design on the card. And, of course, first Norwegian player, it's pretty neat. But we're heating up from there just a little bit. So we got a Johan Hedberg gold. numbered out of 100. Not too shabby. Then we ended up with a Golden Classics of Robert Lang, number 35 of 50. And then the unexpected hit, but hey, that's pretty awesome. Pro sign, hard signed autograph of Henrik Sedin. I mean, from an entry-level box, this was pretty darn good. Urbe, what do you think about this box of 0203 Upper Deck MVP hockey? Urbe says yes, and so do I. We killed it, I think, for an entry-level box. This would actually be pretty solid for like an SPX box of modern-day product that's 200 to break versus less than half of that. So, yeah, I'm pretty cool. But you know what time it is, my friends? It is now time for the comment shout-out. All right. So last episode I asked, what is your favorite NHL team and why? Today's comment shout-out selection is by Mr. Zoo1, who says, Maple Leafs. Everyone's favorite team in the schoolyard, growing up in Mississauga. Well, that makes complete sense, and, you know, Maple Leafs are one of those teams everyone likes to hate on, but, I mean, they are one of the original 6 that survived for so long. They've won a lot of cups. They may be on a bit of a cold streak, but it happens. Hockey is still fun. I had a lot of fun in this box break, and I am very, very appreciative of all of you who came by to watch it here today. I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas for 2023, and may you get all the gifts you want and spend some amazing time with family. If you don't celebrate Christmas, still enjoy some quieter time. Have all of yourselves an excellent day. Bye-bye.